I don't understand why we don't have more community-based or dorm-style housing for adults. Hear me out. We live in a time where I'm currently staring at my phone instead of interacting with another human. We are lonelier than ever as a whole, and it's no surprise because humans literally evolved to be hunter-gatherers. We were meant to be living in small, tight-knit communities where we had strong connections with a decent number of people, ate with people every day, have physical touch every day, do communal things every single day all the time. And I'm not saying we should go back to being hunter-gatherers, right? Like we shouldn't reverse all of our technological advances, but we should try to get more community in our lives because we're desperately lacking it.
One of the coolest things about politics to me is that ideas like the one that this young woman just presented can be put forth into policy simply through action and involvement, and not necessarily from a federal level on down, which I believe is part of what keeps a lot of people from being politically involved is because we see the process as just presidential elections or maybe even midterm elections, but we overlook the fact that a lot of the most innovating initiatives in the country are put forth at a local level. For instance, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and in the town that I grew up in, University City, there's an initiative that was put forth through local voting efforts that basically creates a savings account for every child born who goes to public schools within the university city. And if they do well, starting from kindergarten, from the time that they graduate high school, if they, do well, like, have a good attendance rating, and if they do well in school, if they participate in extracurricular activities, things like that, then money gets added to their savings account, and that money is collected from parking tickets and parking meters and stuff like that. So these types of initiatives are put forth into place, especially at a local level.
It makes me really sad to think about the fact that when I graduate college, I'm probably going to move somewhere where it's normal for people not to know their neighbors. Where when I walk outside, I don't really know anybody, or I don't have any friends, and I don't feel like there's people around me to support me.
For instance, one of the biggest things that drew people to Andrew Yang's campaign was his support for universal basic income. And we've seen universal basic income put forth into policy in a variety of cities among the nation. And it's had a variety of different types of impacts, pros and cons, ups and downs. But again, the important thing is that we can actually put a lot of these things to the test before we bring them to the national level. So we, a lot of the time for whatever our initiatives are, whether it be housing, whether it be healthcare, education, instead of us putting all of our energy and all of our effort into getting it passed at a federal level, it'd be really, really better for us to look at the local level, because again, this is where opportunities can be tested out, the data can be collected, the proof of concept can be, shown to everyone, and then we can say, look, this works, this has good benefits, especially if it's economically beneficial. Then that's how we really can get things pushed ahead.
It makes me really sad to think about the fact that when I graduate college, I'm probably going to move somewhere where it's normal for people not to know their neighbors. Where when I walk outside, I don't really know anybody, or I don't have any friends, and I don't feel like there's people around me to support me.
And just like this young lady pointed out, Gen Z and millennials for that matter have a huge opportunity to change housing infrastructure moving forward into the future. And one of the biggest and most important things for us to keep in mind is the obstacles in our way. Corruption makes good ideas like this difficult to implement, as we know. We take a look at zoning laws all over the country, and basically, productive areas are built and structured in such a way that if you aren't very well off, you can't live there. Where all the access to the food and entertainment and anything that's, of higher quality within the economy, it's all placed within a certain area to where if you don't make X amount of income, you can't live there. So zoning laws and how we can build infrastructure, those need to be gone after before we can even talk about implementing ideas like this, which again is what we are here for at TYT, to help keep people in the loop. But again, I thought that this was a really good idea, but I wanted to point out that, putting our efforts at the local level is how we can get a lot of our good ideas implemented and then proven out so that we can get them passed at the federal level moving into the future.